7 years ago, I was actually kind of excited about a guy running for mayor in Newark named Cory Booker. Guy who said he was going to support school vouchers, that he was going to revolutionize the Newark school system, that he was going to provide solutions to the problems and the tragedies facing the children and the parents that are within the Newark school system. He told school voucher advocates that he was going to provide school vouchers and give people real school choice. Now it's 7 years later, and absolutely nothing has happened. Cory Booker has failed. We all know that when a child drops out of school, drops out of high school, that their chances of ending up in jail are much greater. That their chances of ending up in poverty are significantly higher, if not guaranteed. And their chances of becoming part of that endless cycle of the welfare state are inevitably far higher than any child who graduates high school, who goes on to college. Bureaucrats and even the media like to argue over the system of how we measure failure. Is the failure 70%? Or is it 45%? Or is it something in between? We do know, however, that 90% of all these students, no matter what, need remedial reading classes and remedial math classes before they can go into college. These bureaucrats and the media like to talk in terms of high school graduation students with percentages. This isn't about statistics, Mr. Booker. This is about people. It's about human beings, individual human beings who have been failed by your system. Cory Booker has failed these people. In a report that was issued by the Paragon Institute, commissioned by the School Board of Newark last year, the Paragon Institute described Newark's performance as abysmal. Abysmal. Gave various statistical analysis, numerical analysis about the massive failure rate of this school system. The photograph, folks, that goes along with that disgraceful report that underlines Cory Booker's miserable failure, the school district's miserable failure, is this one right here. That's the school board superintendent and the mayor of Newark laughing and smiling. Instead, they choose to pose for a happy, smiley Twitter picture. While human beings' lives are being destroyed. Folks, this acceptance that Newark's welfare cycle can continue is unacceptable. Cory Booker has accepted that failure for 7 years. He used Newark to get his name out there, to tell people things he is that he is not, to get out a whole bunch of Twitters every day with all kinds of shallow platitudes about helping people, yet he has failed to help people. He has hurt people. He has hurt children. He has hurt people that will suffer for the rest of their life because of his failure. I will not tolerate that type of failure. You know, I get to meet some wonderful people along the way. People who fight for their kids. I have a young lady with me today with 3 beautiful daughters who has fought against this Newark school system for the opportunity for her to give her children a better future. She's a single mom. She has 3 beautiful daughters, Deborah, Diamond, and Destiny. She's working very hard for a better future. She can't get that. I want you to hear Minnie Quavo's story. So I just spent a lot of time with Minnie. And these are the kinds of things that touch me deeply. And this is an example of the failures of Cory Booker. So I'd like to ask Minnie to come up here and read her letter to the mayor and tell you her story. Minnie?
Dear Mayor Booker, I have 3 children ages 7 to 13, in New Jersey, in Irvington, New Jersey. As I'm sure you know, Irvington is not a wealthy city. Our streets are plagued with high crimes, and our public schools are deny our children of the quality education they deserve. Like so many parents in Irvington and nearby North, I cannot afford to send my children to private school. My children are forced to receive the subpar education in an unperforming public school simply because I cannot afford the other options. For years, I have heard local politicians talk about helping low-income students receive a better education, and nothing has changed. My children do not have the luxury of waiting another 10 years for other politicians to get their act together. Living next door to Newark, I have read much about support for school vouchers, but have seen little changes in Newark or any other city in New Jersey. Now that you are running for U.S. Senate, I want to know, will you support school vouchers for the U.S. Senate for our children, like mine who are trapped in unperforming public schools? I'm not asking you what will you say, I'm asking what will you do? When Congress votes for school vouchers, how will you vote? Will you vote a better future for my children or against? I am eagerly waiting for your response.
This young lady is an example of what parents are fighting for every day. No matter how much Cory Booker fails, Minnie's not going to fail her kids. But we're not going to fail these kids either. Cory Booker has failed generations of children in this city. He cannot be allowed to fail generations of children in this country. As a United States Senator, I will stand up boldly and clearly for school vouchers. I will demand that schools like Newark give parents a choice on where their kids educated. Or if they don't, they shouldn't get 1 penny of federal money. Michael. So I will be fighting Mr. Cory Booker's failed agenda, exposing his failed agenda in our Exposing Cory Booker tour in the weeks to come.